might stand. Not to reminisce, just a reminder to never go back to the life we shared. Anytime I'm feeling the urge to look at a picture, oh, I get so confused. Cause I swear I have no hope for you. My mommy told me that we shouldn't worry. Daddy told me just a good story. He said to move on and keep going. Imagine we had one more life, and we're shot at sunrise. Erase everything, start with new eyes. No more practicing tragic goodbyes. What if they fly?
Yeah. Am I not? Professional work here. Mm-hmm.
Just so you know, you guys aren't supposed to hear anything right now.
One, two, coming off the top, y'all know how we do. Listen, I'ma drop a freestyle you can cherish. I'ma send a shout out to the host named Eric. Yo, he's never on some average shit. You know Eric, he stays loud and passionate. I'm about to break it down for y'all with the clever song. Yo, shout the host named Thomas, cause he's never wrong. Yo, shout to John, you know that he's smart and quiet, unlike my freestyles, which cause a riot. I'm about to do it like this, cause the people love me. Shouts out to PHPUgly. It's called ugly cause it's not professional, but I'm about to come through and bless it with style. So let's do it when I'm spitting, I perfume the room. Yo, the segment of the show is called Doom and Gloom. That came from Thomas. Yeah, can nobody go beyond this? I get the mic and then I'm about to keep it like a promise. Yeah, and y'all know we fill them up with anguish. We talking about the PHP, the programming language. About to break it down, no exaggeration. What do y'all do for a living? Web applications. Okay, I can dig it. My words spray tight. They getting together on the Thursday nights. Yeah, when it comes to rhyming, you can call me the new dude. I spew true lyrics while y'all broadcast on YouTube. So let's get it. You know my lyrics are major. All up in the comments, they got plenty of haters, but they doing what they doing. Keep it ugly. We ending every show with the saying it's lovely. Let's go. Hey, shout out to y'all. Peace to the whole squad, man. Hope your channel is doing real well on YouTube. Hope you guys are having fun. And it was an honor and blessing to do this little custom freestyle for y'all. Hope you enjoy. Stay up. Yeah. Come on. Hey.
How about now? Am I muted now? Yes? You can hear me? Okay. What a train wreck of a show this is starting off to be. All right. Good now. Thank you. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate that. All right. Let me see if I can't do that again. No, can't hear anybody here. You guys are all muted. So hold on. Be with you in a second. All right. I'm going to try that again. We're going to take it from the top. We have been doing this for a couple of years, in case you guys didn't know. All right. Let's try that again. 326, March 9th. Okay. It's March 9th, 2023, and you're listening to episode 326 of the PHPUgly podcast. The what? Don't start. You can't hear me. Are you serious? I can't hear you because you're not in the scene, John. I'm going to explain all of this once the show gets started. I promise you. There's all this kookiness right now. Okay. All right. Try it one more time from the top. It's March 9th, 2023, and you're listening to episode 326 of the PHPUgly podcast, a weekly developer podcast focusing on the PHP programming language and its surrounding community. I am your host, Eric Van Johnson, and every week I get together with a few of my friends on Thursday night around 9 p.m. Eastern time, 9 p.m. Western time, and we talk PHP, projects we're working on, the companies we're running, any other tech news that might be out there that interests us. Believe it or not, this show is made a little bit better thanks to our sponsor, honeybadger.io, and our Patreon supporters on Patreon. We'll talk about all of them a little later in the show. But before we get there, let me introduce you to my comrades in coding.
This is a nightmare of a start.
And Tom Rideout.
Hi.
Wow, that was
going great.
I
such a
forgot
rough
you couldn't
start.
hear me when it was just you on the screen. I'm yelling at you, stop.
I thought you were being funny. Like I thought you were saying, yeah, like I'm muted.
Oh,
I'm muted.
you know John better than that.
Yeah, I'm not
He's
funny.
not funny.
Not at all.
Oh my gosh, what a rough start. All right, so let me explain. If you've been watching the show, you know last week we've started using a new service to do the video streaming. And this week we actually moved it to another account that has some additional features. So I moved everything over, but I missed things such as Discord. It wasn't tied into Discord. So wasn't getting any updates on Discord. Matter of fact, I don't know if we're even going to see Discord when we pull up chat now. Is Discord in chat?
I'm going to assume no.
Yeah, so I got to fix that. And that's yet another thing I need to fix. But so Discord didn't get notified. It tweeted out of the wrong Twitter handle. A bunch of craziness happened. The audio listeners aren't going to appreciate this, but before the show started, our little buffer music ran out and it automatically threw John, Tom, and I back into the stream when we weren't ready to be on stream yet. And yeah, I didn't have
makeup on yet.
I know. I had to put my bra on. It was horrible. So yeah, it's been a rough start, and Tom was just sitting in his hotel room, half baked, not caring.
Yeah, I've got non-Apple approved earbuds. I'm on hotel Wi-Fi, and I'm ready to just cut out any second I want to.
All right, so I guess I got to pull Discord up because I'm not going to be able to see anything anybody's talking about without Discord. And yeah, man, this sucks. This sucks. So, okay. How's everything? Go ahead, John.
I was going to say, if only there was a way to just start over back in the way we're used to doing things.
Tom, let's start with you.
I'm tired.
What? You shouldn't be tired. You're on the West Coast. You're on our time zone.
I am here in Silicon Valley, the cradle of civilization, and I am working hard for a work on site week, enjoying the camaraderie and food and work. And I've started working on Objective C, so I'm very tired.
Oh, why Objective C?
We have an app, and it needs to be updated to support Apple Pay via Stripe.
But Apple doesn't even support Objective C anymore, do they?
No, our minimum supported version of iOS is 8.
Okay.
So actually, 6.
I assume this is an iPhone app.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought. And I could be totally wrong. I'm not into mobile development. I just kind of pay attention from a distance. But I thought Apple had moved to Swift.
Yeah, they had.
Okay.
Yeah, I have.
Fair enough.
It's Objective C is a living nightmare. Did you know that the method name changes depending on the parameters that it accepts?
I'm sorry?
The method name changes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So
what was that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm glitching. I'm jumping into the Spider-Verse. Okay. Does it go plural and singular?
No. Like if you have the method can drive car and it accepts the parameter of who is driving the car, then the full method name is can drive car with driver.
Huh?
Yeah. It's it's awful.
That sounds super weird. Like I said, I don't know enough about Objective C or any Apple development to have
the people I've spoken with said that they expected it to be like a nice version of C++, but it's actually a worse version of C.
Okay.
So that's good.
All right.
That's got to make debugging fun.
I actually can't debug because I don't own an Apple device. So I can't even test the thing I'm working on.
You do own an Apple device. What are you talking about? You own an Apple device?
An iOS device.
Oh.
Yeah.
Doesn't their little app, don't they have a little emulator?
They do.
Apple Pay requires that the domain serving the Apple Pay request be accessible from an outside IP
Mm-hmm.
and pull up a token manifest file saying I own this domain name.
Yeah, I think you're learning a few things, but whatever. Let's move on. So how long are you there for?
I leave Saturday morning. So
Okay.
just long enough to settle in and then fly home and lose an hour.
Well, at least you're flying home to a new house, which I'm sure will be fully unpacked
That's
by that time.
not making it better.
Nice and clean.
I'm sure your wife is very happy that you left for a week, giving her
All
the
the
full
work
chance
to do.
the
Yeah.
full chance to unpack everything, figure out where things go.
Stay out of her way. Let her get all that stuff done for you.
That is not quite how it has panned out, no.
I would not expect it to.
Yeah, so, dealing with all that house stress and then sort of jumping straight onto a plane and coming here has produced more stress, and it's been a very stressful week.
So Champ, you're posting on the YouTube channel. Something's happened. It's not posting to Discord. So if you want to be part of this conversation, you probably want to come over to Discord. And you, the listener, may also want to join us in Discord. I didn't mention Discord yet. Join us over at discord.phpugly.com and be part of not only the action, not only the internal conversation, but part of the actual show. Eventually, probably.
Yeah, you used to be more part of the show, except for.
Oh my God! Anything else you want to complain about before we move on, John? Maybe you liked it better when OBS was crashing and we had to restart the stream. Did you like that better? Was that more fun for you?
No, you got a point. You win. It'll get better. This is just a little bump in the road, right? We'll get through it.
I think so. I mean, last week was definitely better than this. We just tried to upgrade the account and things went sideways on us. So
yeah. Well, we did upgrade the account.
Right.
There's just little things that we have to work through.
Speaking of Discord, I'm going to hijack this a little bit. I did a Discord voice sharing session. I don't know what you call it, voice chat, I guess, with some listeners in our Discord, and really enlightened me on a lot of features that it had that I didn't realize it had, that I think like people like Slack need to pay attention to, because there's one feature in particular. I'm like, what? I had started a voice Discord chat Slack channel, voice channel, because somebody was asking me about NeoVim. I'm like, yeah, I can pop on and I'll share my screen and we can talk. And that person ended up not being able to join us, but a few other people popped on and was explaining to me some of the features of it, of the voice chat. You can share multiple screens. So everybody in chat can actually share their screen at the same time. So it was cool because I was doing some coding, they were doing some coding, and you could just pop back and forth and look at everybody's screen. It was really actually pretty cool. I was pretty impressed, pretty thoroughly impressed.
But I get that. I understand why other services limit you to one screen, but there are plenty of times where you do have multiple people talking about something, and can you stop sharing so I can share? Mm-hmm. All right, can you stop sharing? I mean, if I could click on somebody's screen and say, okay, I want to focus on what they're talking about now, it'd be nice.
Right.
Does it help with the fact that Eric numbers his lines wrong?
Huh?
That you number your lines in your IDE incorrect.
Okay. Moving on.
I mean, I just got to put that out there so people know his line numbers start at 0 for the line that he's
relative.
on.
It's relative a relative line count is what it's called. A lot of people do it, Tom. A lot of cool
I don't think that's true.
I have seen quite a few people doing it. It still annoys me, but
I mean, because it's incorrect.
Well, we've already established it's pretty easy to annoy you, John. So,
oh yeah.
I saw before I ask you how your week went. you did say something interesting. You said you understand why other platforms don't allow you to do that. Why do you understand it? What makes sense about that?
My assumption is usually you focus on a single presenter. You have somebody presenting information, and everybody in a group chat should be focusing on that one screen.
Okay,
It's not-
good. I'm good with that with like Zoom, but again, Slack is meant to be like office communication. It's not meant to do presentations.
Sure.
So
I'm not saying you're wrong. I like the idea of it.
yeah,
That's
was
cool
good.
that Discord allows it.
It was good, and it was actually the performance was a lot better than I had expected. And of course, so this is where they get you. John and I had this question, or John had asked me this a little while ago. Is it worth boosting a server? And I'm like, well, I boosted the ugly server because I wanted custom emojis.
It wasn't so much boosting a server as much as the whatever their paid tier is, which gives you boost, right? Is that
That's
how that
called
works?
boost.
Right. Yes. So that is one of the things that a boosted server gets. So we're boosted enough to get the customized emojis, but if you were to boost the server again, you get the higher audio rate in voice chat and a few other things. So
Nitro,
yeah,
that's what it's called, right?
They always get you. They always find a way to get you.
I had a bunch of people ask me about the podcast. I said I was leaving the party because I had to go do my podcast, and they said, "Oh, what's it about?" And I said, "You know what? I don't know anymore. We've lost our way a long time ago."
You're supposed to get them all to listen right now, so I could say you should be a PHP tech.
I'm working on selling that still. I really am.
You guys are negative nannies today, man. I tell you, I'm trying to be happy and positive.
How am I being negative?
This.
I'm being very positive. I look at all the cards I got on Trello. I'm positive.
Don't have Trello.
What do you mean you don't have Trello?
I don't have it on this machine.
All right, John, what's going on?
It's a website. How do you not have it on that machine?
Exactly. I'm not even logged into my normal accounts here. Everything is. I had to use a QR code to get into Discord.
You need to move some of these things over, John. I didn't look at any of these. When did you put all these in? Just now?
No, earlier today. Well, the last couple I put in just before the show.
What's going on with you?
I'm sorry. I can clear it out if you'd like.
No, I'm thoroughly impressed. Oh, no, wait, no, that should be up next. Ah!
It's not going to post anyway, is it? Oh, yeah, it is, because that's not stream. That's this other thing.
Where's my little thing of yours? Okay. All right, John, tell us about your week. How was your week?
Well, I told you earlier I had something to tell you, and then I was like, I'll save it for the show. Not that it matters.
Oh, that's right.
I started flying again. So we went. The last time I really flew was late January, and then all of February I was dealing with bad weather, crappy work environment, things going on with work where I just couldn't get away. But January was the last time my GoPro recorded a video, and I tried a couple times since then, and it just wouldn't turn on. And I'm like, what the hell? So I finally do some research, and if I hit the power button, it would beep 3 times and then a long beep. And I'm like, so I researched that, and they're like, oh, it's a bad battery. Order batteries. They get in here, charge those up, try again. Still doesn't work. Contact support. Yeah, I contacted them yesterday, March 8th. I bought it February last year, outside the warranty.
Of course. The 1-year warranty?
The 1-year warranty. So I'm talking to the person, and I'm like, yeah, I bought it in February last year. And they're like, yeah, if it's outside, do you have a paid subscription to whatever the GoPro subscription is? I'm like, no, I don't. I'm like, sorry. Let me see what I can do. I'm like, because I've said, even though it's only like 2 weeks out, so they went and supposedly went somewhere and got approval, so that got taken care of.
I was gonna say, I would really hope that the GoPro guys are like, bro, that sucks. Let me see what I can do. Like, of all the support, like, if you call Sony and they're like, I apologize, sir, there's nothing we can do, and then just hang up on you, I wouldn't be surprised. But if the GoPro guys, I mean, they're Red Bull enthusiasts. They gotta be able to.
Well, they're San Diego natives, right? I mean, isn't that where it started, San Diego?
I don't remember. I don't know that story, but they're making it right. I got to send it back. They'll send me a new one or a refurbished one, however they do that.
Yeah, good, cool.
But I thought that was interesting. And
so, for clarification's sake, you don't just like decide to fly and then shoot into the sky. For the people who are listening that don't listen to every episode, you parasail.
paraglide. Yep, do paragliding. Had the most amazing flight last week. I just recorded my flights. I'm up to 116 flights, just over 15 hours. But I set my new personal record at my local site, which is just a couple miles from me. And I got 1,000 feet above launch, which my previous record was 600. So I got way up above the towers at the top of the little mountain here and just had a blast. And then I flew over the baseball fields, which is across the street, before landing. It was so much fun.
I was going to say, what was the record for? Was it heaviest weight in pants?
No, it was good. My next goal is to leave this site and go fly somewhere else. So I flew with somebody yesterday who got up and then flew a few miles and landed at a high school nearby. Actually, the high school my kids are going to be attending, and then walked from there all the way back, which is probably like a 4 or 5 mile hike with his stuff on his back. It was good.
It's not an ambition I have for some reason.
Right? It just seems like you're doing that sport wrong.
Yeah.
If you're doing it, it's like more difficult. It seems like you're doing it wrong.
No, you're flying somewhere versus just staying in the same area.
Listen, you're using the word flying very loosely there.
Yeah, I was upset about the distance from the airport terminal to the Uber pickup. That was too far.
So you say I'm using the term wrong. Usually when I launch from this spot, I land within 3 to 5 minutes. My record flight now is 39 minutes. So staying up for 39 minutes, that's flying.
It's gliding.
Was that on purpose?
It's nothing.
And then, so my mentor at this hill, he's been doing this a long time. I get up there just before this 39-minute flight, and he lands up top. So he's been flying around. He says, yeah, I've been flying for 2 hours, but I really had to pee. So he lands, pees, and then takes off and flies for another 40 minutes.
Seems like a problem that solves itself, isn't it?
Right. I mean, it's not going to hit the ground. It'll all dissipate before it hits the ground, right?
What are they going to do? Chase after you?
Sky peeing. That's our title.
There you go. I don't want to be on that thumbnail. The Laravel chess tournament seems to have started, and I am.
Yes,
now...
I was asked to resign because apparently I was in the tournament and I was holding up the matches.
There's been a couple people doing that, I guess. All of a sudden, I won a match. I'm like, there's been no moves. That's because somebody just wasn't playing.
You're in it. You're willingly in it, huh?
Yeah, I'm a few matches in. I'm now playing Jeffrey Way.
Oh, cool.
Who turns out is a good player.
We should have had all the PHPUgly people in there, like all the PHPUgly chess players in there, and try to run the tournament.
Just to bring down the average.
So my rating, I'm hovering around 900. I break 900. I get so excited. I get up to like 920, 930, and then I'm back to 880. Jeffrey Way is at a 1400.
Yikes.
Or closer to 1500. Yeah. So obviously he's pretty good.
That seems better, John.
That's better.
Better. Yeah.
Not a big math guy. Not a big math guy, but that's almost
what's
double.
Mike? Mike's got to be up there.
I don't remember what he is.
Mm.
But yeah,
Right.
gotta be.
I wonder if
close.
he's in the tournament. He would be a good rep. Good PHPUgly representation.
That reminds me. I should write in my chess game with Jeffrey, like, hey, listen to our podcast.
No, don't do that.
We talk about you sometimes.
I think Jeffrey's moved on to caring about us little peons. There was a time I could reach out to Jeffrey and say, hey, you want to talk to our user group? And he's like, sure.
Yeah, I got nothing else to do.
Making that Laracast money long enough. He doesn't need to do that anymore. He doesn't care.
Do you blame him?
No, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting to that position where I don't have to care about y'all anymore. Just hang out. What?
We've noticed from the intro.
John, relax. I stopped caring about you a long time ago.
The intro has slowly evolved from like, hey, this is the three of us, to like, hey, this is my podcast.
Hey,
today are two of my friends.
Do you want to do the intro, fucking Tom? Because I'm doing this stuff off the cuff, so you're more than welcome to do it if you think it's easy. I'm fine with that.
Oh, I'm not saying it's easy.
Okay, then. Appreciate that. Jesus.
Well, all my
you guys are both
over.
all over me today. What is going on here? I'm leaving. You guys do the show. Jeez, man.
All right, let's talk PHP or other stuffs.
Have I talked about my week? I talked about Discord. Sure, that's good enough.
No,
that's good
enough.
enough.
No. What are you doing tomorrow? I want to know about
that.
I
was very excited about the fact that we have signed on another sponsor for PHP Tech. Matter of fact, are we going to start getting these names on the tech site, John?
Yes, I should do that.
Yeah, probably should do that at some point.
See, I guess once we have signed agreements, we should put them on there. I was kind of waiting for payment as well, but I should get that on there.
Yeah, because we're missing everybody. Gotta get everybody on there.
I'll do that tonight/tomorrow.
So if you happen to be listening to this tonight/tomorrow, we're ending early bird. So prices are going up. And I gotta tell you, I'm not even exaggerating. Real happy with the ticket sales. Could be better. I mean, it could always be better. We could sell out before we got off early bird, but that didn't happen. But we got a good amount of tickets sold. But we have had to reach out to the hotel a couple of times and extend our block because our little room block keeps selling out because, of course, everybody buying tickets are getting hotel rooms. And, they don't reserve the couple hundred rooms for, we have to sell for the conference. So we get little blocks at a time and they keep selling out. We have people reach out to us.
They are currently out of king beds.
They are out of king beds. They've sold out of king beds.
Who needs a king bed on a visit to a conference?
It's a hotel, and that's what goes first, and they're sold out.
What do we do if they sell out of rooms, John, before we sell out conference tickets? That might be a problem.
It's happened in the past where people had
venue.
Really?
Yeah. No. So hotels generally overbook, and in the past they've had to take people to nearby hotels, but they have a shuttle that would take people.
Interesting.
In other words, book early, get set. Don't wait.
Get your tickets, get your hotel room, and just don't let it be a problem because all those things are selling.
I like the idea that John's like, oh, I'm sure the venue will have a shuttle. Oh wait, I'm in charge of that part too.
No, they have a shuttle. They've been good about that in the past. I do recall times where people were scrambling and they took care of them.
You believe how close it's getting?
I know.
It's crazy. Man.
It's exciting and scary at the same time.
Yeah.
68 days to go.
You asked me what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm trying to rally up a few more tech sponsors at scale. The Southern California Linux Expo, which is pretty big expo. It was very inspiring to go to this thing and to see how much open source is out there. John and I, we actually met a few people, including somebody who still works with us, Kalen, at scale one year when we just, I think like the PHP user groups, I forget what it was, but somehow we were sharing a table, and it might have been like the first or second year John and I were doing SDPHP. So we're like, we'll go up there and do that, and got a few people sign up. I think one of them actually ended up hosting or almost hosting or some shit like that. And yeah, we met a couple lifelong friends now that to this day are, consider friends. So it was good, and it's big. I mean, it's really big. I think we need to make more of an effort to take PHP Architect up there next year for sure. But when I say PHP Architect, I mean like even like maybe local team people up there. But
that makes sense.
So that's where I'm going to be.
I'm
going to be in Pasadena, California tomorrow. If you happen to be going to the Southern California Linux Expo, look me up. I will have stickers, and come find me.
Are you going to come? You going to come visit your favorite PHP developer in San Francisco?
No.
You understand how far LA and San Francisco are from one another, right?
No, I do not. Not at all.
It's like a 6-hour drive, easy.
Oh, but his daughter's here too.
Like, I do have a kid up there. Yes.
Or yes. You have a child here.
I was going to say that's where you got that skateboard behind you too.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, you're right.
I know I'm right.
Yeah, my using Linux is not a crime. That was a speaker GIF. I was on a panel there, and very nice. Good eye there, John. I was like, what's he talking about? I don't have a skateboard.
It's directly behind your head.
All right, I think I'm done. You were going somewhere, John, and I cut you off. I apologize.
No, I don't think I was.
Oh, okay.
I was not.
This is awkward because now I don't know where to go.
I was just saying let's talk about some PHP stuff, but
let's do it. I'm down.
Do we have PHP stuff?
We do, but I don't know.
Are you not looking at the trailer board?
No, he's not. He's already.
No, I've got it now.
Oh, do you? I don't know whose ticket that person one is.
That is.
I've got one here that I just want to mention that I saw this and it made me laugh.
Let's hear it.
Classic Reddit post. The title is, "What can I do to increase the stability of a Laravel application running off of SD cards?"
Huh?
What?
I'm glad you guys had the same reaction as I did, because what?
Here, I will move that over.
Thank you. I was just looking for that. Yeah.
It's a sort of a bizarre use case, but this person has routers that run Linux, and they wanted to run like a little management app for the router that they wrote off of the router itself. And I read the title and I'm like, this is completely ridiculous. But the answers are totally sane. There's specifications for which types of SD cards allow for multiple writes and reads, and what the lifespan of each of them is and how fast they are. And like, it's a real use case. But it was like asking, how do I get Doom to run on my Invictus watch or something like that?
Like just on your calculator.
Yeah, it's such an absurd question to ask, but then it really wasn't that crazy. But then Laravel, like, why Laravel?
Right. What is the application actually doing that you need a full-blown framework for?
Yeah, it's let's see. The post here is that the Laravel application uses SQLite as well as local storage to serve audio and images with a total single user experience of about 5 megabytes. And like 5 megabytes is huge. Like for a text application, I don't quite understand the intention there. But like, another minor problem is that SD cards don't seem to support symlinks. It's like, I wouldn't call that a minor problem. I call that a pretty significant problem with Laravel. Well, because they're FAT16 and FAT32.
I guess I never really thought about it. You can't format them, huh?
No, wait. Yeah, but even Windows had symlinks, so it's that wouldn't be a file system.
Not until NTFS.
What? I find that hard.
Yeah,
hard
FAT32. A file was a file.
I find that hard to believe, but I will test you on that. That's what
I thought. Can't you format it? It's Greasy 4747 is saying can't you format it in any format?
Yeah, but it can't necessarily be read by the device that you're using. Because these devices are expecting a low-level FAT32 file system that they can parse easily. It's not like a hard drive controller. The whole device is outside of the card. So all of the file system formatting, all of that stuff is off the card.
I am almost I can't believe I've been using Raspberry Pis as much as I've been using them for as long as I've been using them and not had a symlink. Matter of fact, I even
Raspberry Pis can.
Huh?
Raspberry Pis can do that.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you can format a Raspberry Pi, but that's why in Windows, when you format an SD card for a Raspberry Pi, you have to use a raw copy utility because Windows won't recognize an SD card as anything other than FAT32 or, ones and zeros.
Okay. So it's not a limitation of the card per se. It's the OS that they're using.
And the hardware. Bits of the hardware.
Okay.
That makes more sense.
About as much sense as anything else has been making on this show today, I guess. Well, thank you for that. A little insight there.
Why didn't you move my last card over?
Did I miss a card? No.
The only card you didn't move over in my stack.
Oh, personal opinions?
That's just a link to my personal blog.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch the fact. I just thought that was the top John card. You know how?
Yeah.
Jesus God.
You're being attacked.
Oh God. Jeez. It's been chaos here tonight. All right. All right. Well, why don't you? Do you want to do that one next?
I don't care. It's fine. I mean,
I think we should probably thank our sponsor before we go on to any new topics.
Are we really? Is it really 9:46 already? Thank God. Thank God this is almost over.
Well, we started like 20 minutes late because we couldn't hear each other.
I don't know if I have it. Here it is. Here we go. Thanks. We like to take a moment to thank our sponsors for making this particular episode just a little less crappy. Imagine how bad this would have been without Honey Badger. Honey Badger, we want to thank you so much for your support of not only this show, but of PHP Tech. Wait a minute.
Oops.
Honey Badger? Hello? All right. Thank you, Honey Badger.
When you're in production, 1,000 things can go wrong. You could deploy a bug in your latest release. Your background jobs can silently fail. Someone could trip over the network cable at your data center, and this all comes back to you. You need to know when bad things happen and be able to respond to them quickly. That's why we built Honey Badger. It's easy to install Honey Badger in your back-end applications and front-end JavaScript. It only takes a few minutes of configuration and you'll have monitoring done. That's because we hook into popular web frameworks, job systems, and the browser, so that when any of them crash, we can automatically let you know. We ping your application from our global fleet of servers to let you know about problems with connectivity, latency, and SSL certificates, and we monitor your recurring jobs to see if any of them stop recurring. When there's a problem, we alert your team using the tools you already use. We can create issues in GitHub, Jira, and other issue trackers, and send notifications via Slack, PagerDuty, or other channels. When you click through, you'll be taken to detailed information on the error. You'll see things like request parameters, headers, user information, and the backtrace. Click on any line of the backtrace to view it in GitHub, Bitbucket, or your local editor. When you fix a problem, just mark it resolved and follow up with the affected user. That's Honeybadger. We're the monitoring tool for web developers who'd rather be, well, developing.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Honeybadger.
Honey Badger. I was muted halfway through that.
Yep.
And I'm still on Discord.
Yep.
Smooth as butter.
Eric's like, let's have this back channel Discord so we can chat during the ads, and it's so confusing what to mute and what to unmute.
No, Eric is clearly building up to, I'm going to need this big studio mixer physical panel that you're going to have to pay for.
It's fucking pick on Eric Day, man. Did I miss the memo? All day long.
I don't know. How many memos do you miss?
Tom actually brought up a point that John wanted to clarify. Let me bring up the webpage again. See, this is the other thing I do not like about this solution, and I'm trying to like this solution a lot. Is that I can't share multiple things to keep multiple things up at a time. All right,
Yeah,
here we go.
There are some pros and cons to it.
For sure. So when we were looking at the sponsors.
So just as we were going into that ad break, Tom was worried like the ad for OSMI is on there and they are rebranding to OSMH, but officially they are open sourcing mental illness. Obviously within a lot of circles, a lot of people like they have this negative connotation around quote unquote mental illness. So they want to become more like open sourcing mental health because that's what it's about. I mean, there is nothing wrong with going to see a therapist or going to see just to talk to somebody, having a third party that you can like just
I can endorse that quite a bit.
Right. Dump everything onto, have somebody to talk to because you're not going to share everything with people around you. So they're doing a good job. They're trying to figure out that line of mental illness versus mental health. They are both open sourcing mental illness and open sourcing mental health. But I still think officially it is OSMI.
That is correct. It is. So, yeah. I am hoping to have some fairly exciting news next week. We'll see how it goes. But
I like good news.
Discord is killing me.
This
is why I don't look at Discord. This is why I don't look at it. They pick, even they're picking on me right now. Everyone's picking on me.
So I shared my personal website, my blog, I'm in the process of doing this huge alter statement in the database that I had to kick off before the podcast. And it is going to probably be running for the next 4 hours. And it's
for your blog?
What's that?
For your blog?
No.
It's a big blog.
You write more than I thought you did.
No. I'm currently running an alter statement on a table, and the way I've always estimated how much time it had in the past was I would go to the primary server and look at the temporary file that's created. So when you do a big alter on a table with a lot of data, it has to make a copy of that data before it makes any changes. So I would literally watch an LS of both of the files and see as the temporary file got closer to the size of the main file, it'll be like, okay, we're getting close. And then somebody said, hey, if you run this query, it'll tell you how much work has been completed and how much work is estimated to be done. And then I was like, wait, I can add remaining and percent done to this. So as we sit here right now, I started this process at 8:30, so an hour and a half ago, and we're at 28.9% done.
So it's just a select?
Yeah, it's a simple select.
You do a little math. You do a little math on it, huh?
Yep. Pretty interesting.
That is pretty interesting.
See, this is one of the reasons I don't blog, though, is that I've written an article like this in the past and put it on Reddit, and the only response I got was, here are 20 people who wrote better versions of your blog, and then just downvotes.
That's why I don't put it on Reddit. I put it, so my blog, and Eric will appreciate this, I've removed a lot of stuff that I put on there in the past year or past few years. A lot of the stuff that I used to put on my blog was, holy crap, I need to remember this, and I'm not going to remember, so give me a place to go back and find it. And that's exactly what this is. I'm not going to remember this query in a year when I do this again. So this will be like, wait, I remember I did something like this, and that will be the first place I go and look.
Yeah, I call it Notion. I do that in Notion, John.
Is there a reason that you didn't do PT online schema change?
So I referenced that to a point. I referenced the Percona tools. I don't have a good reason other than because this is being done in production. I'm doing it through a migration and I have multiple environments. I could have used the Percona tools, which are amazing. And when you get your mind around how those actually work, it makes so much sense. And I wish MySQL would just build that in. Like, that should be the way alters are done.
So there kind of is. One of the things about having done this for so long is that people ask questions like, hey, can you do this? And I'm like, no, you just can't do that. And someone else is like, actually, they added that 4 years ago. And I'm like, oh, well, I haven't done database stuff in 10 years, so I didn't know that. But there is a non-blocking schema change tool in MySQL 8, and
promise I'm not on 8. I've been fighting that battle for a long time. So that is
fighting
hopefully
to be on it or not to be on it.
To be on it. I mean, it took us forever to go from 5.6 to 5.7, and even when we made that major change, the amount of tuning that went into the configuration of, well, crap, we need to change this and change that. There are so many little changes in the my.cnf file, the MySQL configuration file, to almost make it act like 5.6, because for some reason 5.6 worked better for this application.
Right, like the passwords, how passwords are handled.
No, not even that. Just querying the data. There were some things, the way queries were written in this application may not be great, but they worked well. Going to 5.7, they shit the bed.
Yeah, sub-select and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In MySQL 8 has been out for a while, and I got to be honest, it has not really gotten like that overwhelming adoption. Like, I see a lot of 5.6, 5.7. I honestly don't see a lot of 5.6. I see just about I see a lot of 5.7 out there. A lot of 5.7.
Yeah,
is there
was? I don't think there's anything compelling to get people to go from 5.7 to 8.
That's what I was about to ask you. Yeah, is there anything about? I mean, I know what was compelling me is that it was supposed to also double as a document store, but it seems
JSON storage.
Yeah. Well, no, not even the JSON storage. So yeah. Well, the JSON column is in 5.7, so that's something that's already been established.
5.7 has JSON column?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
We're not taking advantage of that at all.
But 8 actually acts as a document store. So it has like and our friend Dave Stokes, is that his name?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dave did a presentation for us back a long time ago, like before
2012.
the pandemic. Yeah. On MySQL 8 and explained how you can address this as just like a almost like a CouchDB solution where the whole thing is like a document store. And I don't know, it's just like that was appealing to me for a while, and then I started kind of getting into the mindset of, yeah, I don't know if I want to mix those two things. Like MySQL is that relational database that's true and steady. I'd rather just keep it like that. And once I kind of moved off that and kind of I'm a big fan of document stores. Don't get me wrong. If you've listened to the show, CouchDB is my go-to document store. I'll spin up a CouchDB instance in a heartbeat just to start storing things. But once I got past like the idea of using it as a document store, I didn't really have any compelling reason to move to MySQL 8 at that point. So I was wondering if you happen to have had one.
Not really. It's the same thing.
So
the
MySQL 8,
I think the
like
JSON column is better in 8 than it was in 5.7.
Yeah, so it's not the column that's better, but it's the methods that can access
indexing.
Yeah. But it's also got the DTO online schema change, which is a huge huge benefit. Excuse me.
What does that do?
That's the
it kind of does the stuff
that Arcona Tools does.
It's got optimized indexes. It's got better support for subquery selects. It's got better support for view tables and stuff like that. To me, there's a lot of compelling stuff. But then to DevOps, when you talk about making a change that DevOps has to approve, and they're like, well, is it second normal form? And you're like, actually, no, it's an unindexed document store. They're like, yeah, go away. You're on the wrong page. That is not what we do here. So I can totally see, like, yeah, it supports a full document store, but DevOps doesn't want that to be the case. They want something separate that they manage separately that they can check performance. Because with MySQL, you've got your slow query table, and you start seeing slow queries against an unnormalized data set, they're just going to be like, yeah, fuck off. That is, you are doing something wrong. But there are a lot of compelling reasons to use MySQL 8.
Yeah.
But
so
not to as well.
Yeah. Over in Discord, Champ is saying GitHub gists. I'm assuming you mean where I said I use it to remind myself of things, and I know just can do that. But I've shared things on there that other people have thanked me for sharing, like helping other people at the same time. So that's my view of it, of what I put onto my site.
Back in the day when I used to blog a lot, I would actually Google and find blog posts of problems I've solved that I'm trying to solve again.
I've done that too.
Yeah, I use the purple link method, where like if I search for something and there's a purple link, I look for the last purple link in the list, and that's the one that solved my problem.
That's true. That's a good one.
Well, John, I'm glad you're blogging again, but whatever you do not blog about Governor, what's his name? George.
Don't even say his name.
I don't even know his name.
Risky just to say it.
We can't. Don't blog about the governor of Florida or any of his cabinet members or anything. They are trying to pass a bill that says if you blog about the government of Florida, you have to register your blog with the state.
You gotta be kidding me. Are you serious?
You don't have to register to buy a gun, but yeah, you have to register if you blog. Actually, I don't know if you have to register to buy a gun in Florida or not. But yes, it's very rare.
Depends.
Depends on how legit you want to be. Yeah, this is like something out of a movie.
Why does it look like his pointer fingers but feel like his middle fingers?
$25 per day.
Yeah. Yep. That will be your fine if you do not register with the state of Florida. And keep in mind, my understanding of it, and I didn't read this particular article, but my understanding of it is it's not any blogger. It's just bloggers who blog about the California. I'm sorry, I'm in California. I apologize. The Florida
who
government.
write about elected officials.
Yes, elected officials. Yes, yeah.
Not unelected officials, the ones who you should be blogging about, but elected officials, the one you can actually do something about.
How absolutely insane this is! I can't. We can't even avoid talking about politics anymore. They're literally just digging into our industry, and this is insane. I mean, I gotta think it won't actually pass, but then again, it's also Florida, so who knows?
Oh, it'll pass, but then it'll go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will shut it down.
Let's hope.
Man, it would have at one point.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
And since we're bringing it up, there's a huge conversation right now about Section 230.
Section 230?
Yes. So the Supreme Court is hearing an argument about Section 230, which provides protections for people who are hosting material from the material that is posted by other users.
Oh, I remember hearing about this. Yeah.
So if you post hate speech on YouTube, YouTube is legally protected from being responsible for your hate speech and other such things. There are obviously places where this doesn't apply. There are safe harbor issues, but in general, YouTube gets to exist because Section 230 exists. And the Supreme Court is really waffling on whether or not they're going to uphold this. And if they shoot it down, then everything that we consider a social network is dead in the water.
Yeah, it goes
like
away.
Gone overnight.
So
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, buy those Twitter stocks now. They're only going up.
Like Bitcoin, baby, they just go up.
Yeah, it just goes up. So this is a huge deal for a lot of companies that provide, community-hosted content. It could just kill them overnight, in the same way that the women's rights bills were just immediately enacted the next day. So it's a big mess, and we don't have any news on it this week, but the rumor is that next week we will actually have a decision coming down.
Well, you brought up Twitter in that. Did you see the latest from Elon Musk? He supposedly asked his managers who should be promoted, got that list, fired the managers, and replaced them with those people.
What?
So much of what he does is based on, hey, it'd be super funny.
I heard a story, and you guys can tell me if you've heard it too, or if it's even true, that I guess after the Super Bowl, Elon Musk felt like his tweets weren't getting enough attention anymore. And so he had the developers write an algorithm that always pushes his tweets to the top of everybody's timeline.
That is 100% true.
Is it really?
Yeah. And that's not even the latest news. The latest news is that some guy who works for Twitter said, I'm not really sure of the status of my position because of all the people who are getting fired around me who were my managers. And I would like an update because there's no HR to contact. So Elon Musk immediately starts roasting this guy, telling everybody that he was useless and he's fired, that he is a waste of space, just a generally bad. He complained to HR that he can't type that much, and that's why he's working slowly. But Elon says, well, he's tweeting all the time, so it's obviously a lie. Turns out, I believe, New Zealand's Person of the Year, because he sold his company, and instead of taking capital gains on it, he declared it as income so that his money could go towards social programs in the country. He is multiple sclerosis, wheelchair bound, has significantly more integrity amongst anyone who knows him than Elon Musk does, and just fantastic banter from the guy who's trying to be the nicest guy in the world to just one of the worst people in the world, and it's been so great to read. But it sort of ended when Elon Musk said, hey, I got bad information here, and I was acting on things that weren't true or outright lies. And the guy responded with like, hey, you know what? When I go home, I'm going to get in bed with my wife. I'm going to wake up in the morning and play with my kids and have fun and live a normal family life. It's something I recommend for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, just flattened him.
Well,
The point of my story is Elon Musk is terrible.
Well, it's not terrible.
What's not terrible?
Patreons on Patreon.
Not. Thank you, Patreons.
Thank you, Patreons. We do appreciate your
patrons,
existence.
Whatever you want to.
Patreons on Patreon. Yes.
We thank Bek. It seems like unnecessary.
Oh, I think her today. Trust me.
I'm sorry, honey. I'll do better.
We actually have. I wasn't sure where to put them on the board, but we have a returning Patreon. Holly S has returned as a Patreon supporter, which had they not told me, I would not have noticed, because the way I do my Patreon for this slide or for this image is I go and I look at if there's anybody new, anybody canceled, anybody declined. So there's three categories, and based on the feedback I get on those, I add people or remove people from the list. Because they had previously been a Patreon supporter and then they had stopped for a while and started again, they didn't pop up on any of those like radars. So I was not aware that they had started. I think they came back like in February. Where are we at? We're in March. Yeah, January, March. Okay, so we're good. I was not aware that they had started contributing again. Fortunately, I had spoken to them recently on Discord, and they had mentioned it. I'm like, that's weird. I don't think you're on the list. I'll go double check. So I had done that this week, and so I don't know. I don't know how to keep an eye out for that now, but that's got to be an edge case, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Is this really true that we have 46 patrons? Is that really true?
I mean, I can confirm, but yeah, I think so.
I feel like they're just waiting for the rug pull now. Like the whole show was just like a scheme.
All right, let's talk. Did you want to talk about talk? You want to talk about talking, John?
I moved that over. SDPHP is next week, so if you're in the San Diego area, come join us. I'm going to be doing Event Sourcing 101. I'm basically just going to rip apart my talk I gave at Longhorn and just make it more like a intro to event sourcing type of talk. It'll be fun.
Yeah, that sounds good. And I'm not being mean to Tom. I was asked to cut his feed for a minute. He's taking care of I guess the cleaning lady came into the hotel room. They started to flirt. There was ice. There's just like sights. I don't know. I'll get back to him in a little bit. Merge PHP was today, by the way, if anybody cares about that as well. San Diego PHP is actually a part of Merge PHP.
Mm-hmm.
And so your buddy, John Keith, did a talk
Danger
on
Casey.
Danger
Casey.
Which is actually his email address is Danger, which is kind of cool. But did a really good talk. Those guys over there, they're doing a lot with Merge. Merge was originally put together during the pandemic, and they've since kind of kept it going, even though user groups are starting to meet up again and looking to kind of keep building on it because they have a pretty good thing going there. So it's nice. It's been fun.
Keith always does a good talk. He's just so charismatic when he talks.
I still hold that guy.
I dropped the earbud in the toilet.
TMI.
It fits much better now.
Fits much better. It's weird because when you touch your earbuds, your mic is so much better. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being serious. Like when you touch your earbuds, your mic is way better. I don't know why that is. It's better. I mean, I don't tell you.
Should I just do the whole podcast like this?
Sure. Luckily, we're at
Nanu.
So.
Please do that. Yeah, Keith, what was that social platform I told you that he put me on? Not Truth. What was the other one? Parlor. Yeah. Good memory there, John.
Thanks.
Yeah, Keith was the guy who invited me to Parlor.
This was before it became nuts.
Yeah, this was way before Trump was even president. I think this was back in Obama days. And I remember I logged in a couple times. I'm like, okay, this is boring. You know, there was no tech talk on there, and it just didn't interest me.
You don't say.
So yeah, I'll always hold that against him. He has yet to apologize to me, but I don't know. I don't know the type of person. All right, I want to know what's up with what there, John. Can we talk about that one? Is that something we can talk about?
There was another one that I wanted before that, and now I can't remember what it was.
Do it. You do.
For the listeners, I also have no idea what they're talking about.
Oh no. Okay, I got it. Here's what it was. There's an RFC to make the increment and decrement, the plus and minus operators more sane.
Oh yeah.
More sane? What do you mean?
So it turns out we often use plus and minus when with integers, right? We know it's an integer.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But there are issues when you do plus with a null. Actually, not with a null. Where was that?
An array, a string.
Yeah.
So if you have a string of the alphabet and you're at position A, plus returns B. So it actually moves a pointer along the string.
Right. So there are some oddities with how that works. So they want to make increment and decrement work like if you did a +1 or -1. So it basically turn whatever it is into an integer and make it work. That reminded me of the watt. This video always makes me laugh, and it's like all of the oddities within different videos, and the way this guy presented it was so hilarious, and I love the video. So I saw this RFC. It made me think of this video,
isn't it?
No, it's different languages. JavaScript is part of it, but he goes into JavaScript, Ruby, maybe Python, but there are a handful of things in here, and it always makes me laugh. So it's always a good share. And it turns out this video was also on YouTube, but it was stricken down by a copyright notice from Destroy All Software. So I had to share this video instead of the YouTube one.
Why
are we going to get striked if...
I was just about to ask, can we play a little clip of it? But now I don't want to.
You could probably play like a few seconds without getting stricken, but it's
a good. Play at least the beginning. Like, I don't know if we get muted for this. Let's see if we get muted here. No, I guess not. Okay.
No, but you also, I don't even know if we're hearing the audio from it.
Hey, Discord,
skip forward.
Discord, can you guys hear it? I don't know if Discord can hear it or not. I'm playing it. I love this. This is so funny.
Yes, Ruby. I can't hear it all, so I'm assuming they.
Oh, you can't hear it?
Nah.
No.
Oh, I gotta assume they can't hear it then.
Right.
But
it's a funny video. Take a few minutes, go watch it.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh.
Been wadding this whole episode. What?
I'm like, I had 2 tickets tied together and they got moved around.
Sorry, you did a good job at recovering.
Thanks.
All right, we're running along. I don't know. You had some other stuff there. Did you want to do
last
one more
one?
ticket? Yeah,
last one. I got it. So, PHP Unit version 10 was released. Doesn't mean a lot.
That was some time ago. That was like last month, right?
It was last month, February 3rd. You are correct.
10?
Did we talk about it? I don't remember talking about it.
PHP
Unit 10. Yes, I have brought that up in the past.
PHP Unit 10. Sure. Sorry, it came across my browser today, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that." Because
you thought this was news? Oh, okay.
I thought it was new. I didn't look at the date. I'm sorry.
No. It's
I believe
okay. This exact. This exact page is in our Trello board.
Whoops.
I thought he was going to talk something else about it, and I didn't realize that was it. Like, PHP Unit 10 was released. I'm like, okay.
No.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Yeah.
It's all good. See, I don't pay attention to the show either.
So I've been covering the Xdebug news ever since the developer decided to write a sort of weekly or monthly blog about what was going on with it. And I haven't been covering it because there's just like so little to cover with Xdebug, which amazes me.
You could talk to him at PHP Tech because he's going to be there.
He will be.
I would love
presenting
to because
he's presenting.
The blog posts seem exhausted. Every one of them is like, here's what I worked on. Ugh. Like, yeah, I didn't get paid enough to make up for the amount of time I spent.
I think he's
still working on the cloud service platform.
I use that cloud service platform. We pay for it, and
the Xdebug Cloud.
Yeah,
I would love to hear about how it is because I've never heard anyone talk about it.
So, it's one of those niche things where I don't think everyone needs it, right? When you're developing locally, you don't really need it. So if I can recreate an issue locally, I jump on local, Xdebug like normal, no big deal. When there's an issue in production that I can't figure out, and it's almost like there's some sort of configuration or some sort of data issue in production I can't replicate locally. We have a separate server. So there's an auto scaling group of like 20 plus web servers in general. There's a single one that we call the ops environment, the debug server, which is just a mirror of production. It's a production server that no data goes to. And then there's a separate domain that hits that so that we can interact with that one server. On there is where I have Xdebug Cloud. I will jump on that, spin up Xdebug, and now I'm using Xdebug in production, but not in a way where I'm concerned about affecting real production.
Yeah.
Right. So in that circumstance, it's fantastic. I can get back to my local environment using Xdebug, and everything's good to go.
It's a touch expensive, isn't it?
I don't pay for it, so I don't know.
It's still in beta. You've been using it for a while though, haven't you, John?
Yeah. I remember talking to him. He actually did a little talk, and we've been on there for a long time. I don't know what the pricing is though.
Yeah, it's in unless there's another site. The site I'm on doesn't have any pricing or anything. It's in beta. Yeah.
So there is another page. The small deployment is one user for £149 sterling for 3 months.
Yeah.
How much is it?
£149 a month, or
Seems
for 3
heavy
months, for 3 use.
for a small deployment.
So I'm sure it will be looked at again soon because it's coming up for renewal in a few months. But they're currently paying for a medium 5 users £600 for a year.
Pounds sterling.
Pounds sterling, whatever. The little L with the line across it.
It's included 5 users, £10 per user per month. I don't understand that wording. Then the 5 users aren't included. It's right. Am I not reading that right?
No, 5 users included.
And then
five
£10
users at £10 per month for 3 months.
Where do you see the pricing at?
/ sign up.
Yeah, you gotta get the sign.
Oh, you're going to sign up. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So we're currently on the medium.
Yeah, so it's a touch expensive, but I mean, if it solves problems, it's not really.
It definitely it's one of those things where you want to debug in production, but you really don't want to have this live in production.
Yeah,
you can set it up in different ways, whether it's
off by consider doing a talk about that, John. That would be a good talk to do.
Because I mean, I could. You talking about for SDPHP? I guess I'll put one in the holster for when we need another.
It's a little late to add it to tech.
I bet I like those guys at Merge would love for you to do one for them.
I like how their large isn't rounded to 2 decimal points.
Huh?
They're doing math. He's doing math for the extra users, obviously, because it's 13, 825, or 2.41666666666666667.
For those watching the video stream, we're talking about this right here.
I mean, like I said, if you read his newsletter, he sounds very tired. Just
there's a large. I love that.
Derek, we love you.
Hey, I wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for Derek and his Xdebug. That's for sure.
I
take donations.
We donate to him every month.
Yeah,
I know.
I made that comment to Eric, like we wouldn't be where we're at today without Derek, and he took a little bit of offense at first, but in reality, it's what got our foot in the door with our biggest client right now.
Right.
And
but
it's so weird.
It's not why we're my point, Tom, and tell me if I'm wrong. My point to John. Never mind. I'm not going to tell you now. John, you finish your point.
Stretching my neck.
Because apparently Tom cares more about your point than mine. Go ahead.
What was your point?
I see your point. If we didn't do good work, we wouldn't have the client today. I agree. Xdebug and Derek got our foot in the door with the client, and now we maintain that client for 6 years now.
Yeah, Eric, where would you be without Vim?
I have better friends, that's for sure.
I mean, that goes to anyone who uses Vim.
All right, I think we're running long. We need to wrap it up.
We're very long.
I think that was a good show. At very least, this post, because one of the problems I had last week, we were lucky. We didn't have any real problems with our audio, and we didn't really have a problem this week either. But everything was one audio stream. One of the reasons why we're on this other account is because everybody's audio stream is supposed to be getting recorded individually. So I'm hoping that works. Okay. All right. I think that's kind of good.
Can I put this out there for anyone who runs a hotel? Please get comfortable chairs in your hotel. Like, this is the most... I just want to play games on my Nintendo Switch, and there's no comfortable way to play, like, to sit down for any period of time and do anything.
Well, I gotta say, your hotel Wi-Fi held up pretty well. You've stalled a couple times, but your
Nothing
audio
bad.
never went out, and everything worked just fine.
Do you know about the chair in
Dude, let's
hotel
not have
room?
that conversation again. You brought that up a couple weeks ago, and
So-
I looked it up after you talked about it, and I'm regretting it ever since.
But why
right.
is there an extra chair in this room?
I don't know.
Don't
but
understand.
I put a reminder on the screen. Early bird tickets end tomorrow. If you want to come to PHP Tech, please buy now.
Very important. Yes, please do that. All right.
And so, Tom, this is a selling point for you tomorrow when you talk to them. Let's nail this down because prices are going up in a matter of hours.
Yes.
I will.
And we don't like you that much to give you any better of a discount, Tom. So
No, I have
we're
the link
not
to the
charging
better.
anymore.
I have the link to the better discount still.
All right, that's going to do it. Episode 326 is in the books. I'm Eric.
I'm John.
I'm Tom. Keep it ugly.
Keep it ugly. And that just doesn't automatically start, I guess.
1, 2, 1, 2. Coming off the top, y'all know how we do. Listen, I'ma drop a freestyle you can cherish. I'ma send a shout out to the host named Eric. Yo, he's never on some average shit. You know, Eric, he stays loud and passionate. I'm about to break it down for y'all with the clever song. Yo, shout the host named Thomas, cause he's never wrong. Yo, shout to John. You know that he's smart and quiet, unlike my freestyles, which cause a riot. I'm about to do it like this, cause the people love me. Shouts out to PHP, the ugly. It's called ugly cause it's not professional, but I'm about to come through and bless it with style. So let's do it when I'm spitting, I perfume the room. Yo, the segment of the show is called Doom and Gloom. That came from Thomas. Yeah, can nobody go beyond this? I get the mic and then I'm about to keep it like a promise. Yeah, and y'all know we fill them up with anguish. We talking about the PHP, the programming language. About to break it down, no exaggeration. What do y'all do for a living? Web applications. Okay, I can dig it. My words spray tight. They getting together on the Thursday nights. Yeah, when it comes to rhyming, you can call me the new dude. I spew true lyrics while y'all broadcast on YouTube. So let's get it. You know my lyrics are major. All up in the comments, they got plenty of haters, but they doing what they doing. Keep it ugly. We ending every show with the saying it's lovely. Let's go.
Go.
Hey, shout out to y'all. Peace to the whole squad, man. Hope your channel is doing real well on YouTube. Hope you guys are having fun. And it was an honor and blessing to do this little custom freestyle for y'all. Hope you enjoy. Stay up. Yeah. Come on. Hey.
All right. Keep the stream.
I'm gonna watch the
going.
Watt video real quick.
What? I'll take my hoodie off, man. I've been dying. We need PHP architect hoodies, John.
Yeah, I brought that up, and my wife is like, "You guys love to spend money." I'm like, "No, we need
branding.
some- People need to know where we work."
Yep. I feel like we've actually been really good the last couple of years.
We have been. There was a period of time.
Woods, don't worry.
Are you still watching the Watt video?
I take that as a yes.
Mm-hmm. That was a good one.
Really?
I mean, it started rough. It started very rough.
It did. It was a
I didn't even
rough
talk
one.
about. I didn't even talk about my kid doing his third grade play today.
What was the
Oh.
play?
Charlotte's
Okay.
Web.
I guess we can close or leave. What do you do? How do you leave this?
So the little phone with the X above the.
Got it. There you go.
Yeah. So he was in a third grade play for Charlotte's Web.
Nice.
He was the only one that put on like a little voice for his character, which was cool. Now, when everybody's saying, he didn't really sing with he did more than another kid did. There was another kid who just stood there and his shoulders were so slumped and he just looked like he didn't want to be there. My son is more, he gets that nervous smile, like he wants to smile, but he's trying to stop himself from smiling at the same time. And it's so cute, but at the same time, you're like, just relax and enjoy it.
Funny. All right.
But yeah, he played Templeton the Rat. And they did it interesting where there were like 2, 3, 4 kids for each part. So each one would do 1 or 2 scenes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So what's the purpose of this? Like, why? Oh, you can't do the orientation selection. Is not available while live. Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Orientation selection?
For whatever reason, you can make it look like you're recording from an iPhone. Maybe that's in case you want to make shorts or something. I don't know, but you can make it look like you're recording from a mobile device.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really positive why you would want to do that, but
Well, I think you just nailed it on the head. The shorts have to be in that vertical, the portrait orientation.
yeah.
Are you still watching the Watt video?
It's kind of long.
It was 4 minutes.
Did we get title suggestions? Anybody put in title suggestions?
Yeah, I saw a bunch come in.
Good. This is another drawback to using this. I can't even start on the audio until we finish the stream. So I can't do anything but do my show notes until the stream finishes.
Oh, that means there's a good reason for us to end earlier then.
Yes, it
Well,
does.
besides my legs cramping up and sitting in an uncomfortable position for an hour and a half.
Go sit in the other chair. You'll be good to go.
I did the food here this week. Last time I was here, I did not eat any of the food. The food here is so good. I know everyone says, like, obviously the food in Silicon Valley is good, but it was so good.
What did you eat last time if you didn't eat the food in Silicon Valley?
Jack in the Box?
Oh. Well.
7-Eleven?
I'll give Derek a little.
So here's a small anecdote for this trip. I bought a game 2 months ago that I wanted to play while I was on this trip. And I've been waiting to play this game. And I got here and did not have the game with me. Like the physical cartridge for the game.
Why do you buy physical cartridges? That's a mistake.
Nintendo stuff. Nintendo is always physical cartridges because they retain their value.
For Switch?
Yeah. Switch games retain their value. Yeah, it is.
Retain their value.
I've got one cartridge. Everything else is download.
Yeah, I was saying everything else is download.
I made the mistake of telling my kids that one game was a cartridge, and then they had to find where it went, and we're then playing with it. I'm like,
now the dog walks funny.
So stop. I shouldn't.
It doesn't retain its value when you forget to bring it to you on a trip or it breaks or something. So it doesn't retain its value then.
Almost every physical copy of a Switch game I have, I could resell for a $5 loss. Like at most.
For me, it's worth having it always accessible to me. I don't buy things thinking about reselling them. I just don't. That's not how I work.
That hadn't struck me until. I mean, that's the thing is that 10-year-old games on the Nintendo Switch are still full price. So, like, why not get the physical version? And now I know. I hate traveling. I hate it so much.
Looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it.
So how many days till tech?
68.
So I'm actually going to do a small presentation on the value of conferences to my boss and try to get him to get in on it. It's hard. He does not want to spend money.
But there's a difference between spending money just to spend it versus improving your team's morale.
Man, I'm the choir here.
Which just sounds like they're doing already. I had a company approach me today where they're like, yeah, we have somebody that wants to attend the conference. We're going to pay part of it and they're going to pay part of it. How do we make that happen? So I wrote to them like, I'm not set up for that. Do you have any ideas? And they said, no. Well, I said, do you have any ideas? And then I went on a rant about, can I, if I can share my opinion, is if this is an employee, you know, the company should pay the entire cost for the employee, blah, 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 blah. I've seen way too many instances where employees are asked to pay part of the way and then they end up leaving shortly after. So you're risking losing your employees by asking them to pay a part of it.
Yeah.
But then I ended it with, however, this is not my business. So if that's what you want to do, I'll make this work for you. So basically I sold them the ticket for whatever the company would pay and then invoiced the person separately, which I think we have a sponsor for them. They don't know that yet. we have somebody covering their costs.
So yeah, next time maybe not word it the way you word it and just say, from our experience, we've seen.
I did.
Oh,
yes, in our experience.
I said stop being such cheap bastards.
In our experience, running a conference is a lost proposition. Beautiful seaside lunches.
You wonder why we don't invite you to dinner more often, Tom?
I don't wonder. I live in Colorado. I wonder why you guys drive past each other's houses and don't say hi.
Because they weren't invited over to their house.
Hey,
Make it a business meeting.
I need your feedback on that. You need to respond to me in Slack more often. I need your feedback on that conference suite rental.
Not me.
I thought I did respond to that. No,
it's fine. It's fine. All right, I'm gonna let them know.
I mean, it's basically cut and paste of what was there with our branding. It's not like they did anything. Wow, I love that.
Right. The images are horrible because you can see they pulled them off that other document, but whatever.
Oh yeah, you're right. They're pretty bad.
Yeah. Do you want to try to find new ones, or?
I don't care. I'm not expecting that to go anywhere.
Okay. I'm just gonna go with it. It's fine. All right. All right. Stream, Discord. I hate to do this to you, but I do need to stop the stream to start editing the audio podcasts.
And I need to go to bed. And Eric has to go to LA tomorrow.
I gotta go to LA, and we have a listener, I'll just say, who's been doing our thumbnails, and they have started leaving little Easter eggs in the thumbnails for anybody who might be interested.
Oh, I didn't know this.
And by my listener, I'll say it's my kid. Yes, it's fun because the San Francisco one. They messaged me after the show, and we normally talk, and I edit the podcast, and they do the thumbnail, and yeah. All
Well,
right,
I did want to say to your San Francisco child, I apologize for misgendering you. That was on me.
So, feedback. I think A Woods has this one. There's two that are standing out to me right now. Skywriting, which I love skywriting. That's just perfect. And getting ugly at scale.
I like
skywriting. You have to pay attention to a very specific portion of the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's all of our thumbnails are obscure.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see how this thumbnail turns out.
Is it little yellow clouds?
Are you good with that? Are you good with that one, Tom?
I love it.
All right, perfect. All right, well, this is gonna be it. It's gonna be your face. Which
My
I
face.
still don't have update. No,
That
John's
doesn't.
No, it's John's face for
Okay,
sure.
I was gonna say that doesn't make any sense to be my face.
Yeah, no, it's John's face for sure. Just like he hasn't given me his headshots yet, which I'm pretty disappointed in.
I literally did them in 5 seconds at a bar.
I did all of mine, and he didn't like them, and he wants me to do them again.
Well, he didn't have that problem.
Okay.
Mine were great.
He's kind of burying the lead on that. They were all out of focus.
Okay, that'll be a problem.
Yeah.
There's an AI for that, I'm sure.
They weren't that out of focus.
All right, Discord. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. You made a difficult show just a little bit better, and we appreciate you. Bye.
Bye.